Indian wedding means to be a chaos. It has to be chaos, and that chaos has to be documented very well. That's our job. पीछे से कोई अंकल आके खड़ा है कि लाइक पंडित जी बुला रहा है, just come fast, you have only 15 minutes, 10 minutes. एक अंकल यहाँ पे खड़े हैं ऐसे मेरे so that's how things work. Wedding photographer 13 years back was looked as a taboo job. I treat every wedding as a different wedding. Nowadays, whatever you see, if you notice any celebrity weddings pictures are they specifically meant to be in the daylight. They shot their portraits into golden lights and everything. So this create a certain kind of trend also. Marwadi and Sindhi weddings, that we have a term that is SST and MST. So Marwadi Standard Time and Sindhi Standard Time. Okay. And we have a term that is PST, that is Patel Standard Time. The major problems that we face as a photographers that here there is no hourly based systems, right? For example, if you are shooting in a US, there is a very strict policies that we will shoot till 11 p.m. So 11 p.m. if your barat is going on, if your firas is going on, photographer will pack up, or 11 p.m. he will ask for another $1,500 or $2,000, right? Here there is no such system. So if it is happening like 11 p.m. wale fera is happening on 2 a.m. in the night, 3 a.m. in night, you will not get overcharge, or maybe you will not get anything out of it. So you just have to work. So I think that needs to be implemented also in terms of our photographer community, that we should have a boundary of timelines also. I always tell my client, just do not hire us because you can afford us. You just check our work. If you resonate with that, if you love our working style, if you love our editing style or maybe our lighting style, then only you approach us and then you hire us. Making a company is very easy, right? The challenging part is to sustain that company for a longer period of years. A lot of couples are focusing more onto just creating a instant content. They prioritize a lot, like making a transition reels and making outfit reels and making funny reels that go viral basically. But you have to always balance visibility and authenticity, because visibility will be fade away in like 3-4 days and you have got a million views, and that's just as long. So we always suggest that you also focus on that film that your kids will watch after 20 years.
What differentiates a 50,000 rupees photograph versus a 5 lakh or 10 lakh rupees photograph? Today we are diving into world of modern Indian weddings, where art meets commerce, emotion meets execution, and storytelling meets scale. And joining me is someone who has spent over 12 years navigating exactly that space. He specializes in luxury weddings, photography, fashion portraits, and cinematic storytelling. He is the founder of Studio Be Unique and Studio Curve. And beyond creating visuals, he actively is building a strong creative community through mentorship and workshops. We are talking about art versus services, chaos versus creativity, money versus memory. So let's welcome Maulik. Let's get the conversation rolling. So Maulik, welcome to the show. Firstly, I'm surprised that you are sitting here, because isn't this your busy time?
Yeah, actually yes.
Right.
But this is a small break that we are having for 2-3 days, and from I think tomorrow and day after tomorrow we are having another 5 to 6 weddings throwing up.
Okay.
But thank you for just inviting me here, and I'm just very excited about spilling teas about the wedding industry.
Amazing.
And you know, I am in this zone since 90 days right now. So
wow. So this is a much needed break.
Yeah, this is a much needed break.
So I'll try to keep it entertaining, so you can be entertained a little bit, right?
Definitely.
Band Baja Bharat.
Yeah.
Are you the Ranveer Singh of Band Baja Bharat?
Not actually. No, I'm not that extrovert personality like a Ranveer Singh.
No, but like, is that's kind of a character, like that's kind of a role you do. They arrange big weddings.
Yeah.
And whatever we know about you take care of big weddings.
Yes.
So, so you have been doing this for over 12 years.
Yes, this is my 13 years going on.
What drew you into like this part of like?
So being a wedding photographer was a totally accident for me. So like when I was in my engineering third year, I started discovering the hobby of photography. And then initially I wanted to become a fashion photographer, because you know, the flashy model lives and everything, because I was very clueless about this entire photography thing. So like initially when someone asked me what do you want to be in the photography, so I chose a model photographer or maybe portrait photographer. So wedding photographer 13 years back was looked as a taboo job.
Right.
like you're going in a weddings and just clicking a pictures like
Right.
वो बोला शादी का photographer ऐसा. But now the things is entirely changed, and so that was not planned. Like wedding photographer was not at all planned.
Right.
So one fine day, my friend called me up and said, "Kiar, there is a wedding of my cousin. You come up with your camera and just showed up few pictures." So there was another team shooting, like entire taking care of everything. So I went with my camera. I lent some 50 lens from some of my friend, and I went there and I shot their engagement pictures. So ideally, the shot we took like rings and the couple is not in the focus and everything. Like I take very few basic shots and I uploaded that same day at the Facebook, and I tagged that couple. So I got a lot of comments and wow, very nice pictures and nice photography and this and that. So at that time, I thought this also can be a very discoverable field of photography.
Right.
But initially, I was very clueless about that. How team management works, so what amount of team goes into one wedding shoot, how to get clients, what is post service and everything. Because wedding photography is not just about clicking pictures.
Right.
It's a 20% that is clicking pictures, like 80% is the people management and the team management and rest other all of the things.
Right.
So initially I approached few people that I wanted to work in this field, and just help me. I will just come with your team. I will shoot few weddings, and I want to understand this entire thing, how these things work. And that's how I accidentally got into the wedding photography. I shoot my few weddings in 2013 and 2014. And once I understand the whole segment of it, 2015 start, I shot my first official wedding under
Okay,
my
wow.
company. Yeah.
Right.
So,
That's the year when I got married.
oh, lovely.
Right.
So that was my friend's wedding. Basically, he was in my gym and he said, "You shoot my wedding."
Right.
And I was very nervous, like because still I am not very much confident that how this things works. But somehow I reflect those days now, so I feel it was a great start to be with. And in very first 2-3 years, I shot around 9 to 10 weddings a year. And now fast
90
forward,
weddings a year.
yeah.
Okay.
And now fast forwarding to 2024, 25, 26, we are close about 60-70 weddings a year we shoot.
7-0.
Yeah, 70. Yeah.
That's a tough job, man. So I was at I came here for a wedding. My
Okay.
first week was dedicated for wedding. Second week was dedicated for podcast recordings, and we were in Udaipur, and it was a big fat Indian wedding, 100%. What blew my mind was the scale, and like the instructions that would have been gone into, what do they want, right? When you started, when we were you explaining, right? People did not know what they wanted. You were showing them this is what you want.
Yeah.
Do you feel a difference now that clients are more, I want this, I want that?
Yeah. So as I told you, 12, 13 years back, the industry was very low key, very different type of things. Like till I think 2017, 18, when the Instagrams and the social media comes in and people started to show things, upload things on the social media, and that's how the entire scenario of the wedding photography is also turned into some mega shows like
Right.
the carnivals, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, but that's not about only the Instagram. The entire industry has very evolved. Like people tend to be spent a lot in the weddings also, and that also happened after 2020, 21, after the COVID. So
Right.
after COVID, we noticed that people spending 5x, 6x amount of in the weddings when they used to spend before
Right.
the COVID.
Right.
So I have seen every era of the wedding photography. So I started with the very basic photography terms and everything, and we were the new generation of the wedding photography, because 20-25 years back there was used to one uncle that shoots all the weddings of your family. But now couples are more aware of this entire things. They search millions of things on the internet. They search, they plan their mood boards on the Pinterest. They search on the wedding portals. They search on your website. They search Instagram. They make their own mood boards. This kind of wedding I want. They approach planners accordingly, and they choose their photographers accordingly. So
Right.
now the clients are also very much aware that what they want basically, and they are ready to spend also.
Right.
Yeah.
No, when my cousin got married, until it led to the marriage, right? I used to constantly tell her, send her like reels from Instagram. I was like, you have to top this, you have to top this.
Yeah.
You can't settle for anything less than this. You have to go up, and she did it. She, their reveal was insane. I have never seen anything like that.
Yeah.
And doing it like in a backdrop of almost like a fort, and on that when you have like drones and everything operating,
Yeah.
and the product that came out was spectacular.
Yeah.
And when I look at my wedding thing, it was not anywhere close to what now access you have.
Yeah, so now the
to-
scale as wedding also
It's
gone
huge.
as 10x. Like
Yeah.
the basic scale of weddings has gone a 10x. It's not just like that every wedding has scaled up like this, but
Right.
the top tiers weddings are now gone 10x, 15x
100%.
than what they used to be.
You mentioned Instagram. Like, what has that made like, weddings more expensive, or do people get just request to you that okay, I want this specific?
Yes, I would say Instagram has shifted the currency basically, because now every wedding has to be viral, every wedding has to be a featured on a Vogue and everything. So Instagram has shifted a whole new perspective of the weddings, because now half of the things are meant to be on the Instagram. So now
Right.
first wedding was for the 500 people. Now they meant to be a 50,000 followers.
Exactly.
It's just like that.
Right, right.
So yeah, Instagram changed a lot of perspective towards the wedding, and also it brings a lot of new jobs. Like weddings have now the huge dancers and different kind of artists and different kind
Right.
of booths you have and everything. So a lot of new opportunities also throwing into this entire industry also. So in a way, it's a good thing also, but somehow few couple has weighted so much more into this going viral and everything. So you always have to balance that thing
Right.
about the authenticity of the wedding on a virality of the wedding.
Right. So then let's talk about that. So there's a picture you painted. Beauty is the eye of the beholder, right? It's very subjective.
Yeah.
I might like it, I might not like it, right? What is your creative process? How do you try to ensure that you don't repeat?
So I think I treat every wedding as a different wedding. So someone asked me like how do you approach every wedding? So because as you know, Indian weddings are total mess. Like they are 3 to 7 days of entire festival,
Right.
and 2 to 3 events a day, 2 to 3 events simultaneously going on away. So sometimes what happen as a creative, you plan too much, that I will click this picture, I will click this sunset picture, I will click this kind of bridal portrait, I will carry this light, I will carry this kind of lens, and sometimes the things gone totally opposite to your expectation.
Right.
Bride is getting late, so you have only 5 minutes to get a sunset pictures. She got late in the morning function, so you don't have a sunset picture. So you have to figure out now what kind of lighting you will use in the indoor situations, right? So when you pre-planned much in an Indian wedding, you end up disappointed yourself. Ki what next? Now I have planned this mode, what this, but these situations are not there right now. So my personal approach is I don't go very much pre-plan. I have particular my lighting style. I have particular my posing, or maybe expressions like guiding a people or maybe couple. So I try to convey that my particular style in that particular wedding. So basically, how I see your weddings. So
Got it.
that's the one liner that I can explain you, because Indian weddings are not go as a plan. Like no single
Yeah.
wedding can go as a plan. So it's total mess.
100%. We were supposed to be done like by 12. 10 is past my bedtime. And we were there till like 4, 5 in the morning.
Yeah.
And it just kept going. And photographers were there.
Yeah.
Because you have to also adjust your time
Yes,
accordingly.
definitely.
Because I don't know how, do you get like certain time frame that you say, okay, I will be available on this and this, or when you go into a wedding, you are just there? How does that work?
Particularly in destination weddings, like our ideal working time is 14 to 18 hours a day.
18 hours.
Yeah, that's the standard average time that we work on our tours, because let's example the morning is a guest welcome and everything, or maybe there is a rituals in the morning, and then post there is a mehndi haldi is happening.
Right.
Then in between we have a 2-3 hours of buffer where we have to take backups and everything. So
Right.
ideally 30-40 minutes we will get a rest time, or maybe getting ready for the next event. So for the next event we also have to get like 60 minutes earlier, because we have to take a couple shots and decor shots and pre-production things. We need to understand how this entire things flows works. We have to meet with the planners and everything. So we also be there as 60 minutes earlier before the guest arrives.
Right.
That events completes, then the midnights after parties happening, and that goes up to, depending on the alcohol that they consume, 4
Then
5 in the
yeah.
morning, right? So yeah, ideally we shoot till 3 a.m., 4 a.m. in the morning, depending on the how the entire event flow is going on. Then again we are taking a backups of the data and everything, and then we sleep for a few hours, and again 8 a.m., 9 a.m. in the morning, again new rituals. Or maybe we have to travel to the another city, so we have to catch a flight,
Right.
we have to travel by the road. So destination weddings are quite hectic compared to the weddings we shoot locally here.
Right.
But nowadays majority of our weddings are destination weddings, so there are a lot of
Exactly.
travel, lot of shooting hours are involved into that.
Even though it's difficult, do you prefer destination wedding over like local? What's your do you have a preference when you like
I
shooting?
prefer destination wedding because it's more
It's
fun.
a new challenge as well, right? That
Yeah, it's a
lighting
new
wise.
challenge, but I think to throw into every day a new city, a new destination, new place, no new location,
Right.
new forts, new hotels. It's fun to shoot at the new places, and also the family are like together at the same place 2 days,
Right.
so that creates a whole a different vibe, very
Right.
intimate, like 200 250 people are there, which truly means to a couple and everything. So I think destination weddings are more fun.
Right.
And the local weddings are large in the scale because there are 500 people, 1100 people, 1200 people.
Right.
So I think destination weddings are my personal favorite.
Do you have a favorite like destination of your own that you have shot? You must have shot at multiple places, but
Yes, so I love beach weddings. So like
Goa?
Goa is one of them. Then the Chennai is one of them.
Chennai. Okay.
Yeah, Chennai is a good resorts. So I prefer always beach weddings. Also, Dubai Palm resorts have a good beach facing weddings happening and everything. So
Right.
beach weddings are my personal favorite, and second favorite is mountain weddings like Masuri,
Wow.
and everything like Uttarakhand and
Right.
everything. So people also do summer weddings there, monsoon weddings there.
Right.
So I think mountains and beaches are my favorite.
Do you think weddings are more fun now versus like what we used to have back in time?
Definitely.
Rituals are evolving.
Weddings are like it's 2 days of non-stop marathon of fun, and we also doing what we love. So like
Right.
that's the, apart from memory cards, our soul and our hearts are also full shooting these all amazing memories for the couples and everything. And you have to you get to travel these amazing hotels and places that too sponsored, and you also charge money for that. So
That's
that's
true.
also, so I nowadays my all relatives, my all friends insist me, यार कोई light पकड़ना हो तो बोलना, like I will tag along. So now, as I told you, this is
Yeah.
how the wedding photography scenario has changed over the years.
Are you sure it's not Band Baja Bharat? I can sense like a pattern here. 18 hours of sleep,
Yeah,
getting up in
yeah.
the morning, going again at it.
So everyone, I think, not only the photographers, but everyone involved into the wedding industry, like the people who manage to make a wedding happen. Maybe it's a makeup artist, or maybe it's a planner, or maybe it's a logistic, hotels, food. Everyone spends this amount of time, like.
Right.
Be it anchor, be the dancers, so they
Right.
all work collectively very hard to this make weddings happen amazingly.
No, absolutely. Do you have any like beef? Like do you get irritated at times when you know that this is not going to turn out to be what you are expecting, but everyone keeps on insisting, no, I want this, I want that.
Sometimes, because nowadays I'm just mentally prepared that this is not gonna be happen. So
Right.
if it happens, it surprises me, right? So
a
we
good way of looking
usually
at things.
communicate before, like before we shoot the wedding, we communicate with the couple that this time has to be managed by you, because everything is not in our hand.
Right.
Like if you're getting ready at 2 p.m., you have to be ready by 4 p.m. That's how we gonna make it sunset shots,
Right.
because we cannot stop the sun to get
it's
into
gonna
the
do its
mountains
job.
or something. Yeah.
Right.
And we cannot Photoshop them, because I got such weird request also that can you make our night shot into day shot? You can do with the AI. Now clients are getting smarter, so they give us such request also. But yeah, sometimes I get irritated because so much plan, like if there is a good location, we have planned a good shot, we have done a location recce that we will take a nice bridal shots here,
Right.
and then bride comes 7:30 8 p.m. in the night, and there is no
Right.
sun, there is no light. So
Whatever photographers I know, they always say natural light is the best light
yeah.
to shoot in.
Yeah.
So
So both have their own taste, but I think nowadays whatever you see on the Instagram and Pinterest are going towards more of this daylights. If you notice any celebrity weddings pictures are they specifically meant to be in the daylight. They shot their portraits into golden lights and everything. So this create a certain kind of trend also that I want such sunset shot. So
right,
every couple now I shoot they always need that sunset shot kind of thing that we
right,
want such celebrity kind of shots and everything. So that creates a little aspirations into the modern couples also.
right. Do you think so? You shot anything? You have shot Indian weddings. You have shot like within India itself. There are so many different like religions, different cultures, different marriages, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Like a Hindu wedding or a Muslim wedding or a Christian wedding, right? Do you feel Hindu wedding is the toughest to shoot? Do you see a challenge in other weddings as
It is
well?
not toughest to shoot, but yeah, I think in terms of the festivities, it is a lot of things to shoot. Like there are a lot of rituals going on. For example, if you're shooting a Marwadi wedding, so they have a lot of small rituals going on in the room and in the ballrooms and everything. So Marwadi weddings are also always we Marwadi and Sindhi weddings that we have a term that is SST and MST. So Marwadi Standard Time and Sindhi Standard Time.
Oh, okay.
So they and we have a term that is PST, that is Patel Standard Time. So Patel Standard Times are if guests are invited at 5:30, guests will be there at 4:30 p.m.
I'll tell you we're the worst.
And the
We are the
Marwadi
worst.
weddings are if the Varmala time is 6 p.m., the Varmala was happening at 8:39 in the in the night. So they're the standard timings that terms that we use. So that is this is the SST wedding, this is MST weddings.
This is a true story, by the way. In this wedding, we actually there was a reel that this guy is sitting sipping a cha or tea or something, and they are like he's just waiting, so it becomes the time where he gets like the late time, right? And he
Yeah.
starts panicking. And the time
Yes.
comes, but we're always running like 4-5 hours behind
Yeah.
the
So,
schedule.
yeah. So
Not just 1-2 hours, 4-5
4
hours.
5 hours, 4 5
Like so, they are
hours.
hakti.
Yeah.
4-5 hours.
So
नहीं आएगी.
now the major problems that we face as a photographers that here there is no hourly based systems, right?
Right.
For example, if you are shooting in a US, there is a very strict policies that we will shoot till 11 p.m. So
Right.
11 p.m. if your barat is going on, if your firas is going on, photographer will pack up, or 11 p.m. he will ask for another $1,500 or $2,000.
Right.
Here there is no such system. Like
Right.
so, if it is happening like 11 p.m. wale fera is happening on 2 a.m. in the night, 3 a.m. in night, you will not get overcharge or maybe you will not get anything out of it. So you just have
Right.
to work. So I think that needs to be implemented also in terms of our photographer community that we should have a boundary of a timelines also that
Right.
2 hours, 1 hour, 2 hours delay is fine because there are a lot of happenings in the weddings and everything. But I think over 5 hours of delay, 6 hours of delay, that has to be some cap on that
Right.
basically.
That's one way of teaching people time management also. You know,
Yeah.
is needed.
Yeah.
You should start this
Yeah.
process.
So
And maybe people will
it
start-
just needs a management because there is nothing happening that creating a delays.
Right.
Right? Everyone is just chilling and they're like 4
wait
p.m.
for a-
Safa Bandi is there. People are coming on a 6 p.m. Like so
Right.
only just things needs to be get managed basically.
Right. Like when you are in a when you go for a wedding, right, and there is so much chaos, right? How do you get your shot in? When there is so much chaos, so much, how do you subtly get your thing done? What do you have to do?
So we don't have to do specifically because now we are just getting trained for that. So we are very used to this chaos. Like if there is no chaos, we will feel awkward that why this wedding is very silent, nobody's doing nothing, like nobody's dancing.
Right.
So nowadays we are just adapted to that situation that Indian wedding means to be a chaos. That
Right, it has to.
Yeah, it has to be chaos, and that chaos has to be documented very well. That's our job, basically.
Right.
So I think there is nothing specific things that we need to do to just get shots out of that chaos. Sometimes, yeah, when I'm taking a couple portraits, or maybe when I'm taking a bridal shots, like a lot of friends are just coming, like teasing a bridegrooms and everything. At that time, we have to manage, and we have to request their friends that just give us a 10 minutes alone because couple is feeling very conscious.
Right.
So just at that time we need to manage certain things to just get our perfect shot, because we always running behind a time. So for the couple shot also I will just have a 10 minutes. पीछे से कोई अंकल आके खड़ा है कि लाइक पंडित जी बुला रहा है, just come fast, you have
Yeah.
only 15 minutes, 10 minutes.
Right.
एक अंकल यहाँ पे खड़े हैं ऐसे मेरे shirt. So that's how things work, and like
Right.
you become very very used to of these things.
Yes, yes,
That you
yeah.
have to take these things in the 5-10 minutes and you're done.
Right.
So we are very trained now. Like
Right.
that's how your experience comes
chaos.
into this work.
Let's talk about some like rate the art. Okay, what differentiates a 50,000 rupees photograph versus a 5 lakh or 10 lakh rupees photograph?
I would say experience. So I would say experience in two ways: the experience of photographer itself and the experience of client with the photographer.
Okay.
So like the 50,000 photographers are just a newbie that just came into this entire field. They don't know. Like I entered into this field 12-13 years. So I was treating a wedding 12-13 years very differently. I
Right.
was I would say that. I was just wearing a normal formal pants and shirts and I went to the weddings. But nowadays we choose a very good clothes that blends into the guest. So our appearance is also very much important. The equipments that we use, the storage equipments that we use, that is very expensive. The team that we hire, like the team cost is also that is included. The more qualified, the more experienced your photographers are, the more quality work that you produce. So there are a lot of factors that goes into the differentiator of 50,000 and 5 lakhs weddings. So yeah, but I would say in one word, there is a overall experience for the client from the booking to the end product is delivered. So because the photography is just a 20% part of this. So
Right.
how you treat your guest, how empathetic your team are, like how humble is your team, how you speak to the other guest, how you speak to the kids, how you speak to the elder people, what all the coverage you are doing with the family apart from the couple and everything. So this
Right.
there's a lot of small things that is happening, how your logistics you are handling, how what kind of clothes you are wearing on the field, what kind of grooming you are also into. Like I have seen a lot of photographers that just chewing pan masala on the
Yeah.
field and just talking on the phone in the chori and everything. So these small etiquettes that differentiate a lot for the guest, because they will not say you upfront, but they are always noticing
Yeah,
you.
they remember.
So I remember I have a one client from 2017. They still call me and he just complimented, you guys were just dressed awesomely in my wedding. That's
Right.
my best memory from my wedding. The pictures were awesome, but you were all looking fab. So that's how like client notices like what kind of appearance you are doing and everything. So apart from only the photography, this small thing differentiates a lot for 50,000 photographer and 5 lakh photographers.
Right. It's very intimidating as well. Like I was mentioning this word intimidating because when you're planning a wedding and to hiring a photographer, the perception goes that okay, if I'm going to pay more money, I'm going to get like really good photographer. How true is that? Like if more money, more better photographs.
I think the wedding industry runs on fear, also runs on a safety. So I think client always thinks that the cheaper is the riskier photographers. And in some way, I have seen a lot of incident that photographers misses some shots, like photographers are not arriving on the time, and in a such a way it's true also. But not all expensive photographers are as good. Like some of them are well branded photographers also, so they charge much, they portray there as a premium photographer. But I have a lot of clients comes to me and that we have hired them but we have not happy with the results, because see, it's a service industry and we are into that industry that you will be loving this shot but someone else might be not.
Yeah, it's very
So
subjective.
it's a very subjective thing, right? So it's not necessary, like maybe that photographers have worked really very hard, they have created a good output, but that is not matching with the client's taste basically. Sometimes client hire a photographer because they can afford that. So I always tell my client, just do not hire us because you can afford us. You just check our work. If you resonate with that, if you love our working style, if you love our editing style or maybe our lighting style, then only you approach us and then you hire us. Because at the end of the day, if you can only just afford us because your friend hired us, that's why I wanted to hire you, and we wanted to be on your social media page, and that's why we have hired you, and you do not care about how we work, what kind of work we produce, so that gonna lead to you as a disappointment that
Right.
yeah we अच्छा काम नहीं मिला. Because for example, they wanted a pictures with their family, that is more important. They have their uncles and bua and mama and mami portraits and everything important. Our style is more of editorial, we focus more on couple and we focus more on a bridal shot. So
Right.
that gap creates a very much disappointment, and then they always feel that we have spent too much money but we didn't got the result. So
Right.
it's a both sides of the things.
Yeah, right.
So how you choose photographer, it's also very much important that you should resonate the work of the photographer with your personal style basically.
Right. You shoot internationally as well, right? You does
Yeah,
the
we
team
do.
go to outside of India?
Yes, we
And you guys shoot there, right?
Yes, we do.
How do you pick your photographers? Like, do you get a liberty? Clients just pay, bring your whole team, or how does that work?
So we usually entirely team flow from here. So just in like 1% or 2% of case we hire the photographers locally, but
Locally
most,
meaning in the destination.
on the destination. But most of the time we flew with our in-house team only.
Okay.
Yeah.
How important is for a photographer to actually know rituals? Because that's how you miss things.
Yeah, so it is very important to know rituals because Indian weddings have a very back-to-back rituals. Like if you take a wedding itself, so Gujarati weddings have a different rituals, Marwadi weddings have a little bit of different rituals than a Gujarati wedding, then South Indian have a entirely different rituals. So my suggestion would be, if you're shooting some other regions or maybe some other rituals for the first time, just ask the family member or maybe some elder family member or maybe Panditji,
Right.
that how the entire flow of the rituals will be. So that's how you be present there at that time and you don't miss the shot basically. So
Right.
it is very important to know the rituals of the wedding basically.
Yeah, the reason why I say is like recently it happened, like, stealing mojari is a big part of the thing, right?
Yeah.
It can get physical.
Yeah.
And we were able to steal the mojari without getting physical, just by pure tactics.
Yeah.
But nobody captured it.
Yeah.
So we were upset because we don't have a proof now of how our strategy worked.
Yeah. So see, stealing a moji, it's not a ritual because it can like happen when the groom enters in the mandap, right?
It can happen anytime.
It can happen in any time. Like the
Funny, we
friends
stole
of-
at the end.
Yeah.
When it was about to put it on.
But the catch is here. The most important part is photographer has to be mentally and physically be there.
Right,
So
present.
that's how. Yeah. To be a present is very important. So that's how they can quickly capture that particular moment because anything can be happen suddenly.
Yeah, it's
in
frustrating,
Yeah.
because it has to happen suddenly. Because if you tell people, then they will be
Yeah,
aware, and then
exactly.
they will know, right? So when you are negotiating on prices, obviously people would want to pay less. To get, and result will be like next level. I wanted to do
we are
this.
in Gujarat, so that
Haan,
negotiation
correct.
happens very
Vyapar to
in
so
extreme end.
where do you draw the line when you're negotiating?
So we have a certain business like we are in the creative business. Also now we are running a business, full-fledged
Right.
running a business. We have our 15-20 people of team. We have a certain costing. We have such equipment costing. So we have a certain certain amount of costing that goes into serving one wedding.
Right.
So we have our base price there, and we quote accordingly how the client wants the service, what team size and everything. So we have our average per day team, per day shooting prices are fixed. So we don't go beyond that in any conditions. So all these years I have one good thing that I learn to say no. When you don't fall for your pricing just because it's a good wedding, just because it's a grand wedding.
Right.
Like grand wedding is spending a 12-13 crores in a wedding and he's just negotiating 50,000 60,000 from
Right,
your courts.
right.
That's not even justifying your basically pricing. So we have a lot of clients that just negotiating for the 20,000 rupees, cut down on photographer. I don't want this, make it a 6 lakh round figure. And when I see outside he's coming in a 3 crore cars.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's not even justifying like pricing. Like if it is a valid negotiation, or maybe it's a genuine negotiation, we always work on that. Like every business works on negotiation and everything, but there are certain pricing we do not go beyond that basically. For example, if I personally wanted to shoot that particular wedding, like I love that particular location, or maybe if I see that it is giving me of a value of my portfolio, it is giving me something new ritual, it is giving me something new location, so that time we think of it that let's, if there is no client's budget, let's go a little bit beyond that. But again, there is a second layer of that pricing, because sometimes client asks for a 50%, 60% of the negotiation, that this is my budget, and then we upfront say no, that we cannot do in this particular
Right.
budget.
Nowadays, like, how do you see competition? Like, in photography, do you feel like in, let's talk about Ahmedabad, because we're in Ahmedabad right now. Do you feel there are way many people who are needing photographers, or do you see like competition that, okay, no, I have to, we will do something better than the other agency that did?
Yeah.
How do you think look
So
at that?
see, a lot of photographers are coming in, because see now, if I wanted to form a company, wedding photography company, I just have to make an Instagram page and upload a 5-6 pictures, and I'm done. I just listed 3 to 4 portals, and I'm done. So making a company is very easy, right? But the challenging part is to uh, sustain that company for a longer period of years, because I have been here from 12, 13, 14 years, and I have seen many ups and downs in my own company also. A lot of clients were not happy with me. A lot of things we learned from our mistake also. Maybe sometimes client did something, and that this thing should be in our contract also. So the sustain a company is very important part, because to make a form a new company, or to make a new company, you just to buy camera, you just have to hire a 2 3 photographers from outside, and you are done.
Right.
But what makes you stands apart, that maintaining that quality, uh, doing something new every year, because nowadays I feel weddings are very template based. Every weddings we see is just the same, like entries are same, the entry songs are same,
Right.
the bridal entry are same, the dance performances are same,
Right.
the like sometimes we may meet like the same choreographers in 5 weddings, sometimes we meet same artists in 5 weddings. So
Right.
nowadays weddings are also very template based, so in that particular era, to create something new in every wedding, that is also very much important. So I think
Right.
competition is there, like which business don't have a competition, but
Right.
that also challenges us to
Right.
create something new. What can we do now much better, what can we do much better to serve our clients, what kind of experience we can create in part of deliveries, and quick deliveries. Now it's
Right.
very much in things, the reels and everything. So
Right.
that's how we evolve basically. So
Right. Let's talk your artist side, right? No, normally, a lot of, for example, in movies, right? A lot of actors say that they don't watch a lot of movies, just so that, not because they don't want to watch it, but just because they don't want to subconsciously
consume, yeah,
mimic
consume
that
thing.
part,
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
people start saying, okay, oh, ये तो सही है, वैसे flavor change कर दिया.
Yes, yes.
How do you protect yourself in that sense?
No, I am very much open about that thing. Like, so I consume a lot of content. So I am very tech freak, and my screen time is 5 to 6 hours.
That's how this podcast started. I have thousands of hours of
Yeah.
viewership experience from my side.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't limit myself to consummation for such content and everything, and I also take inspiration from a multiple places. So
Right.
if it is a bridal portrait, it doesn't have to be inspired from any other picture on the Pinterest that is bridal portrait.
Right.
So I take lighting reference from some fashion magazine also, maybe some painting also, maybe some third party portrait photographer also, and everything. So
Right.
inspiration can be anywhere. So there is no I don't kept a limit to consummation of a stuff, because we
Right.
live in an era that content is everywhere. Like
Correct.
whatever medium you open, there is a content. So
Exactly.
I think it's very impossible to limit yourself in terms of content, because our work is also on the devices. Like we have to do editing on the laptop, we scroll our things on the iPads and mobiles, so it's very difficult to get escape from that also.
Right. In this, also the times are different too. if you have to stay up to date, you have to be like in the game
yeah,
to win
because
it, right?
trends are changing every 3 months. Like every 3 months there is something else going into wedding industry, something else going into decor, something else going into the style of weddings. So I think trends are also getting faster nowadays. You see a lot of AI things are also coming in terms
Right.
of editing, in terms of technology and everything. So you have to keep updated yourself to ease your work basically.
Right. And also, can you talk a little bit about the drone photography part of it? Like you must be using drones
Yeah,
to do the videography and
yeah,
stuff
yeah,
like
yeah,
that, right?
yeah.
Like, what has changed? Because in my wedding, and Samarth would know because Samarth was there, we had one drone, and the drone was used to put
Put
flowers
flowers,
and
yeah.
videography and everything. What has changed? Has drones? Do people demand like I want like 4 or 5 drones capturing every
Not
single
four
thing?
five drones, because drones are like, you can, it's very flexible, you can fly from like on a huge location. But drone usually we use to show the scale of the entire wedding, because
Right.
the weddings we shoot are like huge in the
The
scales,
bird eye
like
view
the
from.
bird eye views, the location shots and everything. The entries are very grand, the fireworks are happening and everything. So I think the one drone is more than a sufficient to cover everything, because sometimes we use two drones now, because one is FPV, the first person view drones are there.
Right.
So like it creates a visual like you are flying in the particular thing.
Right.
So we use two drones at a such time. So FPV drones creates such visuals, and the normal drones and everything.
Right.
And apart from that, a non-photographical and videographical use, nowadays you have seen the drone shows are happening.
Yeah.
Like 250, 300 drones are flying and creating a different emblem and the rosies and everything. So
Synchronization of
yeah,
like
yeah.
they create
So
images.
yeah, so but that is a very different segment that doesn't fall
That
into
is not for
our
the
work
wedding
scope. Yeah,
photography.
yeah, yeah.
How do you stay up to date with like the tech gear and everything? Like, do you constantly keep on like upgrading, buying? How do you research for yourself?
So yes, I think the camera companies are releasing every new cameras after 6 months and everything. And I got lucky that I am associated with the Sony also as an artisan. So I got to use every technology they launch, and create a content of it and everything. So yeah, but in the team also we upgrade our cameras, our lenses. But my primary focus is that the equipment is not everything, because
How did the
camera
association
is,
happen, you and Sony?
so that was a part of my manifestation also
Okay.
because yeah. But like in 2020, they approached me first time that we wanted to take someone on board from the Gujarat in the particular wedding industry, that so they basically choose the best photographers from every segment, from wildlife, from portraits, from automobile, from weddings, from fashion.
Okay.
And they have a collective of the artists from all over the India. And
Wow. So you represent
yeah,
Gujarat.
so yeah, basically I represent the Gujarat in the wedding and a fashion segment.
Amazing.
So
Yeah.
yeah, so they supports us in terms of equipments and everything, the service and support, and to lend equipments, to try new equipments and
Right.
everything. So and they always push us to create something new. So they
Right.
always, every 6 months they give us a assignment that this is the new camera, this is their feature, and you have to highlight in your way.
Right.
So that's how we explore new things, we create new things also. So yeah, it is a great association to be with them.
Amazing. You do mentorships and workshops, right?
Yes, yes.
Firstly, before we go into like, who is your mentor? Do you have a mentor?
No, not actually. So I am a self-taught photographer. So I started my journey from the YouTube and just googling things, reading photography magazines, everything. Uh, I have few friends that taught me the basics of the photography, like the very basic, like what is the manual mode and what is aperture, what is shutter speed and everything. So I think they were my initial mentors, but now the roles are reversed. They also ask me for the advice and everything. But yeah, I think I look up to few photographers. Like there is a Joseph Radik that I love the most about his work and also about the business. Lakshya Chawla from the Shutterdown Photography. He is also very good with the business part, because I also work as a creative also, and I also work with the team management and run a company, so I have to balance both. So I look up to them, how they run a business, how they represent themselves, how they creating their personal brands and everything. So yeah, I have no mentor, but I take inspiration from these people basically.
Right, right.
Yeah.
This one thing always comes to my mind. So wedding, few years ago, used to be season.
Yeah.
Now weddings happen throughout
Throughout
the
the year.
year.
Yeah.
So you have 70 weddings that you do throughout the year, right?
Yeah. So from November to March, usually we shoot 60 to 70 weddings, and other 10-15 weddings that we shoot from November to like from March to November, basically.
Right.
Yeah. So ideally 80 to 90 weddings per year that we happens, because nowadays summer weddings are getting started. Then sometimes in June, July we shoot in the USA also few weddings. So yeah, so that's how the entire season. There is no season right now.
Right.
And apart from that, we are also into commercial photography also. That serves for the product photography, fashion photography, catalogs, lookbooks, and that's so. We try to keep our cameras on throughout the year.
Right.
Yeah.
You know this pre-wedding photo shoot that's like always been trending for last few
Yeah,
years, right?
yeah.
What are your top 5 places in India if you were to recommend somebody to go and shoot our hidden gems?
So I love Taj Mahal to
Taj
shoot.
Mahal,
Yeah,
okay.
it's a very beautiful place. Goa, the
Goa.
beaches and everything, the old Fontaine's house and the old Portuguese themes and everything. Goa is always a way. Udaipur is also our go-to place. Like whenever we are
Fantastic.
stuck, let's go to Udaipur. Just shoot 1 day, 2 day, and we are done. Uttarakhand is very scenic. Again, Kashmir, I love also. Like there's a very beautiful valleys that Kashmir have for the shoot and everything.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that's my top picks.
You
from
picked two of my favorites too. I was like, Goa was actually very nice
Yeah,
because
yeah.
just because of the access to the beach.
Goa is very casual. Like if you have a very casual
Yeah.
shoot and just chill in the evening, and it is very easy for us to gel up with the couple also. Like
Yeah.
after the shoot, we just sit with the couple, and it's a very ice-breaking session for us also. So
Right.
even if we are not going for the destination couple shoot, we always insist the couple to have a 2-3 hour of session here locally. So that breaks the ice for the couple also. That they are very much comfortable with us basically
Got
on
it.
the wedding day.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have shot with some celebrities like Kapil Dev, Madhuri Dixit, right?
Yeah, yeah.
How does your attitude change towards them because they are also experienced
Yeah.
looking at photographers, right?
Yes.
How was that experience?
So Madhuri Dixit shoot was very quick. Like I was given only the 10 minutes to complete the entire shoot. So they need only 5-7 good pictures. But the more challenging shoot was a Kapil Dev shoot. So there was a shoot for a car brand. So he was becoming a brand ambassador for that particular car brand, and I was given a 30 minutes to shoot 3 looks and 3 car changes.
Wow.
So my main challenge was to shoot a car along with the Kapil there, because lighting wise to shoot a car it's very challenging because it always reflects the lights and everything.
Right.
And I have to set up in a car dealership store only.
Right.
So I have to figure out a lot of things. But again, my lighting practice came to came very handy. So I just created a gray backdrop behind it, and I just figure out the things how I easily and very efficiently just lit up the entire scenario, and we managed to shoot that 3 cars and 3 changes in 30 minutes. So
Does it challenge you when
yeah,
you do it this
definitely,
way? And
definitely.
when-
So that's how my wedding work comes to play. Like I have to
Yeah.
take 5 minutes portrait, 10 minutes portrait.
Right.
So that skills comes to play. That like pressure doesn't affects me. Like okay, I will figure it out and I will just quickly do these shots. Basically.
Right. So what happens for like the rest of the months when you guys are not when you only have very few weddings to shoot? Like you have a team of like 12 or 15
Yeah,
people,
yeah,
you said, right? Do you always repeat, or do you also have freelancers who you recruit? on need be
Most
basis?
of my team is in house, but we do have some freelance association also. But once the weddings is done in the March or maybe mid March, 3 months we are just busy delivering the stuff that we shot, because there are thousand and thousand of pictures that we
Right.
shot. We cull them all, then we deliver, we color correct them all, and we deliver it. We print the albums and everything, because we also do the physical copies and everything. We edit it, so we have a separate backend team that communicate with the client
Right.
also. There are a lot of things going on. So I think 3 to 4 months that also go into that particular part. So I think somewhere around June, July, we got quite free.
Right.
Then August is very free time for us, and
Right.
then again after August, the next season, pre-weddings, the engagements, the baby showers, and small events are starting to rise up, and then again the new season came up.
Exactly.
So in between that, we shoot a lot of small commercial projects. Uh, Lookbooks, fashion shoot, personal work. Also,
Right.
I shoot a lot of personal works also because that helps me to grow my lighting skills. And also, as we talked, I mentor people. So I workshops I started last year only.
Right.
So I do a lot of workshops on my studios, so just to help a new photographers and build a good community out
Right.
of it.
So if you're doing 70 weddings a year for a ballpark, right? What's your lead time? How soon you get booked? Like how do people approach you?
Ideally, for a pick dates, 9 to 12 months prior, it's what we suggest, and we shoot 3 weddings per date in particular date. So if it is a 26th January, we have a cap of 3 weddings per particular dates. We have
In
that
in a
team
day.
size
Okay.
basically. Yes. So it depends, but ideally 9 to 12 months is what I suggest for the peak dates, and other dates 6 to 8 months is a good amount of time to get a good photographer booked.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what do you, I'm sure they will be telling you, no, તમાર પોતે આવું, તમે
Ha
પોતે
ha
આવો.
ha. Yes,
So
yes.
how do you manage going to see
So
three weddings?
we decide that on a first come first basis because now at this stage we have a lot of referral clients. So we have
Word of mouth,
so we
basically.
have shot your wedding, and then now your friend came up, and then you have shot this wedding, and now I wanted to book you. So
Right.
then now they came with the referral of Maulik hoy to book karje, Maulik hoy to book karje, right?
Right. Right.
So that's how we lock into that my availability of that. We do not charge any premium as of now, but now I feel that I should as the demand rises. But yeah, jokes apart, that we do on a first come first basis basically, because there are no particular criteria that because bookings are going till April, May, June, July. So,
Right.
but yeah, that's
So
how.
in the age of AI, you said that people can now edit on their phones and stuff like that, right? Does that does that s- does that impact you in any way? Do you get scared? What if it gets
Not
out of the
actually,
business?
because our job is to capture emotions, and AI will never in that segment that they can mimic emotions or maybe capture emotions. But yes, AI helped us a lot in terms of speed up our work. Basically, a lot of tools are coming that edit our photos faster. So the work we were delivering in 3 weeks, 4 weeks, we were like able to deliver it now 3 4 days.
Oh wow,
Yeah,
that quick!
so that culls are 10,000, 12,000 pictures in a few minutes, and then they keep it edit ready, and we just have to monitor and just upload. So
Wow.
in a way, it's very helpful to get some AI tools in handy, and also in the camera technologies, a lot of AI focusing technology and everything. So I think AI I always see as a blessings.
Right. Do you have any complaints from? We talked about all good parts. You now our clients are happy. Do you have ever have complaints about when people approach you in the weddings and the waits, like all the you already give one away
Yeah,
overtime. There is no
yeah,
overtime.
yeah, yeah.
That should be like a thing,
So,
right?
if you talk about current scenario, I would say that a lot of couples are focusing more onto just creating a instant content, right?
Right.
So they hire third-party agencies, and they prioritize a lot, uh, like making a transition reels and making outfit reels and making
Right.
funny reels that go viral, basically. But you have to always balance visibility and authenticity, because visibility will be fade away in like 3 4 days, and you have got a million views, and that's just as long. So we always suggest that you also focus on that film that your kids will watch after 20 years.
Right.
So I think the couple who are not balancing that particular thing, I would suggest them to just balance that thing. It's not a bad thing to create a content and let go your wedding viral and everything, but to give a maximum priority to that particular thing, that is a little bit you will regret later basically.
Right. See, you provide mentorship, right?
Yeah.
Like in your own team, like what is more important, technical excellence, or you prefer more of like emotional intelligence?
I would suggest emotional intelligence and how as a human they are, because we are into human driven business. We meet thousands of people every season, so, and different kind of people every season: drunk people, normal people, bride's
Right.
father, bride's emotional father, bride's angry father,
Right.
groom's father, bride's mom, and everything. So lot of people, that different kind of people that we meet, but we have to be a very grounded, very soft spoken, very empathetic towards them, because it's their big day basically.
Right.
And they are very much filled with the emotions, very much filled with the panics, very much filled with lot of emotions,
Anxiety
right?
and yeah.
So कभी कभी ऐसा होता है कि bride's mom threw some anger on us, and then later she came, sorry बेटा वो थोड़ी गलती हो गई, उस
Yeah.
time ये ऐसा हो गया था. So but that time if we react as a human and we do something like, so that doesn't work. So I think I prioritize to be my team first human being, and the second part is we almost live 120 days together. We eat together, we drink together, we party together.
Right.
So it's very important because it's just like our other family. So half
Correct.
of the year we live with them. So it's very important to have a good human beings around you.
Right.
And yeah, I think emotional intelligence, because technical
That you
things
can
can be
learn.
learned,
Right.
can be learned anytime.
Right.
But I think yeah, emotional intelligence is very important
Right.
for me.
How big is the wedding market in India right now?
I think it's growing. The way we see the growth in our business, the people are spending money, the people are throwing money into this particular segments. It's immensely uh, crazy, because after 2021 COVID, we have seen the 5x growth into wedding scales also. The types of artists are coming in, like people are paying one CR to one particular artist to come and sing and perform and everything. So that kind of scale we have seen, and it's growing every day. Like every year we are seeing some massive weddings happening. So I think the industry is very huge, and a lot of other opportunities are also coming in into this entire industry.
Right.
Basically.
So there are like some very famous and popular destinations in the world, like Lake Como and so. Right? Do you have a dream destination where you?
Yeah, I Lake Como is one of my dream destination wedding to shoot there. So I think it is one of my on my vision board also. Yeah.
Tamari, like in your team, like does your team like sometimes can they come and complain કે મોરી ભાઈ પાટલા 15 વેડિંગ થી આ ફેરા જ માં શૂટ કરવા બીજું એ આપો હવે કરો.
No, so
Do you rotate?
we all have our roles assigned basically.
Okay.
And we
So you have people who will shoot 70 feras.
no,
70
no,
times.
no, not like that, because
okay.
see, if we are shooting 70 weddings, in my part, I like roughly I would say I will shoot 25 to 30 weddings, because same day 3 weddings are happening, so it's not
Right.
possible to
Right.
attend 3 weddings a day. So ideally everyone have a 20 to 30 weddings to shoot basically.
Okay.
Yeah, so yeah, but it's still it's a lot.
It is a lot.
Yeah,
70 weddings a year is a
the
lot.
main catch is we all are in the same group, and we are just shooting since a year, so we have a very much fun family bond. So
You have a bond, yeah.
we never feel like that we are at a work basically.
Right.
So that's the best part of our job, I think.
Awesome. So you are providing a service. You are basically you're providing service, and you get then they are paying you for the service. Do you feel like they act as if like they own you?
Yeah, sometimes some clients, not every clients, but yeah, some clients, yeah.
Yeah, because I have no, I'm not going to name anywhere, but
Yeah,
I've
yeah.
seen I've sensed it at somewhere down the line. You know, like you are
Yes.
providing a service.
Yeah, sometimes it happens, but it depends on the client, because not every client are same, because some clients are very kind and very humble with us.
Correct.
So,
I agree. Everyone is gonna be different to you and
so
different
in
people
service
different, right?
industry you have to mentally prepare for that. So
Right.
yeah.
My last question. Ahmedabad and traffic. No, na baat karo na to na chale, right? And you have to be at the wedding.
Yeah.
How do you manage in such traffic? Reaching before Bharat reaches the wedding
So I
venue.
think we never got late on the weddings as of now, but we usually keep 45 minutes to 1 hour buffer, and all like any weddings will be 30-40 minutes late as usual, so time balance થઈ જાય છે. But yeah, I think
Wonderful.
we keep like anyways 1 hour buffer, so we never got late on the locations basically.
Awesome.
Sometimes, yeah.
So thank you so much for everybody. Thank you for tuning in. And if you like the episode, please like, share, and subscribe. Let the algorithm know you are enjoying the content so far. I'll see you guys in the next episode. Peace.